Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today I want to show you first of all how to play this game. Not how to play this game because it's like it's so tiny and that's it, that's the game. But I also want to show you the simplest form to play a solo RPG that I know of, because I have seen comments on my videos that tell me that it's hard, they don't know how to deal with the rules, they don't know how to start, it requires a little bit of prep and things like that. And although I have suggested before some pocket games that are very easy and very short in prep time, this one is like zero prep time. Zero. And I want to show this way of playing because I think a lot of people will benefit from that, which basically requires you to have the idea of what you want to play, like what world do you want to play in. And it can be something like this one, the Witch House, which is like 4 pages, for tiny little pages of a game, which basically is a prompt. You'll see, we'll get there. Or you can get a book on a fictional world that you want to live in or play as one of the characters, or as yourself, or as a character that you create. But that book doesn't have a rule set. It's not a RPG that exists. So we're going to need like the general idea of the game you want to play. It can be something that was prepared for you from someone else. It can be a book that you like. For example, recently I was rereading Alice in Wonderland, which is one of my all-time favorite books since I was a child. So that's a world I could play in. And you're going to need an oracle. I have my set of tools, so I'm going to get all of them here. Although we are not going to use all of them at all. We don't need all of them. I just have all of them here. And these are what I call, what is it? Do I have one in here? I have a backing. Nope. I don't have it. It's something I call my solo fantasy deck. Here we go. Okay, this is the backing. So my solo fantasy deck is a collection of tools and tables that I collected or created myself to play any RPG, really, anything. And I have like a set of the references that I used here as well. Link is going to be in the description. But basically, to start, you need an oracle. So I'm going to separate everything else and just keep this part in here. That I have a yes, no oracle. And I have some more descriptive oracles. I have one in the format of icons and one in the format of words. Okay, these are going to help us make decisions. That's what you need to play the simplest form of RPG that you may want. And we are going to play this one. Okay, so what is the Witch House? I'm going to leave links in the description as well, so you can go to the creators page and download this, which I'm 100% sure is free. I might be wrong. No, it's free. It must be free. I don't remember. I have downloaded so many things and I play so many things that sometimes I forget. But I'm going to leave the link down below and you guys can check. So the Witch House says the following. So draw a town. Give one of the houses a chicken leg. Map its attack route. This is a 12-word RPG by Endalion. So this is the creator, Endalion. So we need something, for this case in particular, to draw a map on. I happen to have my little box of two here. Not so little actually, but well, you get it. And I made this custom DIY map thing. So I'm going to get this one. And a dry eraser mark, so that's going to happen. And I'm going to use the like square grid for now. Maybe I can, yes, add more stuff. I have my little bottle of water here because my throat is acting up today. So we want to draw a city. You can go online and find modules that help you create a like a town, a city, or something like that. You can just go off of your head, like let's say we want a town to have a bunch of houses, so let's put a bunch of houses here. I'm trying to use as little like books and tools and things like that, so you don't require anything other than whatever you have in your desk to actually start playing. So let's put a bunch of houses, and I'm not choosing any particular squares, I'm just distributing a lot of things here. What could we have in a town? We probably would have like a religious temple, a church of some sorts or something like that. So I'm going to put one right here for no reason, just, you know, in a little cross, so we know it's like a religious kind of thing. We would have a bar or something. You can use different colors. I'm just trying not to make it too complicated. So I'm going to put the name here like bar. I don't know. Doesn't need to be perfect. We just need to get going. What else could we have in a town? Like maybe a government building of sorts, like a mayor hall or something of the sorts. I'm going to call this gov, so we know it's like the government of the city. We should also have, let me put a few more houses in here because I think we're going to need those. Maybe we have like a big road that goes like so. I'm just improvising. What else? More houses. We could have like some store and business buildings, like a smith, like a blacksmith building. So yeah, we can have a bunch of stuff here. You can just leave it as is, like very simple. You can add more types of buildings. You can add maybe a farmer's market right here. I'm going to make some fruit, so I know it's a, oh my god, this is not a banana. Let's make an apple. In a little banana, and it doesn't look like a banana, but we are going to pretend it does. A little orange, so we know it's a farmer's market here. I hope I don't remember that when we're playing. Okay, more houses, because you can never have enough houses for people to live in, right? Okay, so as we go, I may add other things if the story takes me there. Let's say like a clothes store or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. So we have step 1, which draw a town. So I have some directions here. Sometimes you might just say like, oh, I want to play in the world of Wonderland, like I mentioned Alice in Wonderland before. Or I want to play in the world of the War of the Worlds. It's another book. So you just choose that and you go on. And if you have like a fictional world, you probably can find a map online to start from there. Okay, but now it says give one of the houses a chicken leg. So one of these houses is going to be a witch house. I think it's not going to be one of the houses like close to the main road. The witches usually live a little bit further. So let's say she lives in this area and there's like a wood area right next to the house. which kind of sounds perfect for a witch house, doesn't it? So we can see I'm adding more stuff to my map. Okay, so this is the witch house. So this thing is going to create some legs. So let me draw it again. I do have other colors, but I'm trying not to go and get it. So. Okay, witch legs. Not perfect, but well, we work what we have. And this marker is a little bit chunky. The tip is a little bit too big, but doesn't matter. We're just having fun. Okay, so one of my houses has a chicken leg. Nice. Now map the attack route. So for this one, you could map the attack route. Let's say honestly, I don't like stories in which the witch is a bad person trying to destroy things, but let's say she's just trying to defend herself because people don't like her and they are coming and attacking her house. And she is going to try and attack what? What could we attack here? We have the bar, the blacksmith, the church, and the government building. So we have in the farmer's market. I don't think the witch would attack the farmer's market. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can roll 84. And I'm just coming up with this. See, whenever you have like options and I don't know what to choose, I like to count those options and get the closest possible die that I have to that and roll it and see how it goes. So number 1, so she's attacking the bar. So let's say the drunk people of the bar are like bothering her because they are drunk and stupid, which I agree with. Drunk people are usually stupid. Okay, so she's trying to attack the bar, the witch house. Now, yeah, that's it. So we done with the book. Now we just have to play. What I want to do to map the route, and I'm going to use another marker here for this case, just because I have it, you don't need multiple colors and all that stuff. But if you do have it, it's good to have some extras. Okay, so let's plan our attack route. So in my version of this story, I don't think the witch is a bad person. She's just trying to defend herself, and the people at the bar are the jerks. So she doesn't want to destroy the other stuff. So I'm thinking that she's either going like do this route to come to the bar without harming any of the like houses or stuff, or she can come like from the woods and here. So let's do this one just because it's shorter and we don't have all the time in the world in this video, right? Okay, so this is my attack route. So now we are finally done with the instructions from the little booklet. And what are we going to do now? So she's obviously moving the house through here. The first thing I'm thinking by looking at this map is this passage here may be a little bit too narrow for a full-on house with legs to pass through. So I'm going to ask my yes or no oracle if the house manages to pass through this passage here without causing any harm. For my oracle, this is a d20, so I'm going to roll my d20. That gave me a 2. So that's a no and. So no, it's not possible to pass through this passage, and something extra happens on top of not being able to pass through that. So I'm going to say no, and she tries even so to pass through this passage here, and she ends up damaging one of the houses here. And let's just say it's this one. So she causes some damage to the house, and I'm going to say that people inside the house, someone inside this house gets mad because, you know, part of their house was damaged or even destroyed because of this thing happening. And what would they do in this situation? I feel like they would come out with like pitchforks and stuff like that, you know, to try and see what's going on. And they see the house, the witch house. Oh my god, the glaring of the lamp. It's okay, it's okay. I'm going to put this guy here. Yeah, I mean, a little bit better. So our witch is kind of here. So let me mark this so I don't forget. And people from the houses start to come to see what's going on. So they want to do something. I feel like they want to maybe stop the house or maybe call for help or something. What would they want to do in this case? So this is a good moment to go to one of the more detailed tables. So we can go either for this one or this one right here. Let's go for the iconic. I just love an table of icons. So what I do in this one is I roll 2 12s, or if I just brought one here, so I roll it 2 times. The first time for the horizontal, the second time for the vertical. So for the horizontal, I get an 8. So this is the column I'm working with. And for the vertical, I got a 10. So 8 and 10 cross into this hand that is giving money or coins or things like that. So what I'm going to say is that the people from the town, which obviously are the same people that go to the bar, they have been bothering this witch, and they paid some type of mercenaries or a small group of people to try and harm the witch. So these people are coming out now. These people are around here and they saw the commotion, and now they are going to try to do the job they were hired to do. Now, how are they doing that? I feel like they must have weapons and stuff like that and be prepared for like facing a witch. So I will say that we have, let's see, which characters would we have on this situation? We might have a thief. So we can have a thief. Someone dexterous, I'm thinking. We can have a warrior. I'm going to give him a little sword. Or a fighter. I'm going to call it fighter. Fighter. And I'm going to put a cleric here since we are dealing with a witch. I feel like it's just fitting. Cleric. Okay, so we have 3 people. These are my characters, and we have a witch here somewhere. Oh, man, I didn't want a story in which the witch was a bad person, but that's what we have. So let's roll with that. Okay, so I'm going to say that the cleric is trying to conjure some type of holy magic to stop the house. And where is my oracle? Here. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to roll for it. I'm going to ask, like, was that conjuring successful? Let's see. That's a 5. That is a no. So the cleric uses some type of holy magic, and unfortunately the house is still moving. You know the little feet are like pull. And they did not stop. So the thief is going to try, I think, like with his tools, maybe he has like some rope or something. He's going to try to climb up to the house and see if he can get in and get the witch to stop the house and things like that. So it's going to be an acrobatic thing. So I'm going to say, does he succeed in this acrobatic maneuver? And he's a thief, so I should have done that with a cleric, but he's a thief, so I'm going to say that it's a good possibility that he's good at acrobatic stuff. So I'm going to say that it is likely. So we get a bonus of +3 according to my little table here. Oops, that's cocked. This is cocked again. Come on. 14. Okay, 14. 14 plus 3, it's going to be 17. And 17 is a yes. So the thief manages to like get a grip in the house, let's say in the house window. So he's there hanging. He manages to get there. And let's say he manages to enter the house. I think it's fair to say that he manages to enter through a window or something like that. Now, the fighter hasn't done anything yet. So since he's a fighter and he is not necessarily very acrobatic, I feel like with his sword, he would try to take a whack at the legs of the house to kind of bring it down, hurt the leg or something. So does he manage to get to damage one of the legs? This is 11 and is 11. Yes, but. So that gives me a but. So yes, he damages the leg, but the house keeps going on. I mean, it's a house with legs. So he caused some damage. Maybe the house is slowed down a little bit, but it's still walking. It's still on its feet. So you can see how the story is coming out just with an oracle, or like a few, actually. Just with a few oracle and our general idea. So there we still hear like a little bit slowed. Maybe we got a little bit close here. So we are walking up to the road. All the three guys had a chance, so why not my witch have a turn as well, right? So what would the witch try to do? I feel like she would cast some type of spells to try to stop these guys here. She's only one person, so she can cast one spell and she can direct it to one of them, or depending on the spell, it can be like an explosion or something directed at everyone if they are like close together, but they are not. So the thief has got into the house in his last attempt. So I feel like she would try to attack him directly because he's the most the danger that she's facing right now. So she's going to cast a spell. And what spell does she cast? Another good chance to get something from here. Or we can just for fun try this other one just to see what is it. So for this one, I need to roll a D100. So I get my D100 dice. And I have to roll 2 times. One for a word on column A and one for a word on column B. So what spell does the witch cast? So I got a 25, which is outer. Oh, I already have an idea, but let's see letter B. 70. Or no, 7. 077. Outer friendship. Okay. When I saw outer, my first idea was like a spell to turn him into like an animal, a frog or something, like obvious fairy tale stuff. But outer friendship, I'm going to say that she's trying to turn him into one of her helpers, or like just control him. So it alters the friendship that he has with the other people who hired him or his companions here. So I'm going to say that she cast a control person spell. Does she succeed? This is a 19. Yes, and okay, so a yes, and so she succeeds. So now the thief is on her side, and there's an extra added bonus to that. So I'm going to say that he's going to have an extra turn. So he can attack his friends now. Since he's inside the house, I feel like he might have like some daggers or something that he can throw. So I'm going to say he's going to throw a dagger at one of his companions. It can be the cleric, it can be the fighter. I'm going to roll a d6. If it's an even number, it's going to be the cleric. If it's an odd number, it's going to be the fighter. Oops, it's an odd. It's a 5. It came out of the screen. So odd is the fighter. So he's going to try a dagger throw towards the fighter. So does he succeed that dagger throw? He is a thief. So I'm going to, again, just use but the house is moving, right? It's in a moving house. No, I'm going to use the likely. So he's likely to succeed. So we have a +3. And we roll the 14 plus 3, 17. Yes. So he throws a dagger at the fighter. So now we have to deal with some type of damage here. Actually, on the house too, the fighter managed to damage the house. I'm going to say that the house has 50 hit points. And we're going to deal with that in a moment. And each one of our people here is going to have an amount of hit points. I'm going to say that the fighter has 20 because he's like the fighter. The thief, I'm going to say they have 15 and the cleric has 10 hit points. Maybe 50 is a little too much, isn't it? Let's say 30, maybe. And the witch, this is the house. And the witch is going to have, I'm going to say 10 hit points. Or 15 hit points. 15 is good, I think. 15 hit points is fair. And if it's not fair, who cares? It's my game, so I can do whatever, right? Okay, so the fighter has attacked the house and made some dent on like the leg. I'm going to use d6s as my damage die. So how much was the damage previously for the house? 3. So from 30, we get down to 27. And the fighter has just suffered a dagger attack. I feel like the dagger would be more of a d4, right? It's smaller than a sword. And I'm not trying to make it balanced or anything. I'm just trying to use my logic as much as I can for like to play a game without worrying about rules or anything. So don't come for me on the comments, or maybe come for me on the comments and give me suggestions like what should I have done, or what should I have chose instead of a d4 or a d6 or whatever. You know, I'm just trying to have fun here, but it's always good to learn. So you can tell me in the comments. So that's a 1. So he caused 1 hit point less to the fighter. So the fighter is now 19. So you can just come up with stuff on the go, like I did here. If combat arises, then you manage hit points. If not, you just go on from the yes or no for the oracle rolls, right? Okay, so the fighter is damaged. And then we go back to everyone has a chance to attack again. I'm going to put like a little sign here that the thief is like controlled or something. So I knew that. I remember that. Okay, so the cleric, I feel like he's going to try another spell, another holy spell to stop the house. Does he succeed on I'm going to say I'm going to call it shut down evil or something like that, to like paralyze the house, like freeze evil. Let's say that's the name of the spell. That's a 16. That's a yes. That's a definite yes. Definitely yes. Okay, so he paralyzed the house, so the house stops. Now the fighter is going to try whack again the legs of the house. He's trying to bring the house down so he can like enter, because it's going to be a lot of effort to climb up the legs and, you know, try to do something. So now that the house is like stopped, he doesn't have to worry about a moving target. I'm going to say he has some type of advantage, and I'm going to say that is highly likely that he is going to get another whack at the leg of the house, and I'm going to add a +5 to my roll. So let's see. That's a 12 plus 5, 17. That's a yes, definitely. So he gets another whack, and we can roll another d6, but since the target is paralyzed, I think we can use some type of critical hit, because it's going to be like right there, you know? So I'm going to roll the dice and double the value that I get. It's a 4 total, so 2 multiplied by 2. It's a 4, so the house gets a 23 total now. But it's still up. So it started with 30. So I'm going to say that the house just falls and like it's not on its feet anymore if it gets to half its hit points. So the house is still there. It's like hurt and damaged, but it's still there. And now it's the thief, but the thief is on the other side now, you know? So I'm going to say that the thief is going to get out of the house by the window again and try to attack the fighter. Or better, try to attack the cleric. I feel like a smart move, we're going to the cleric because it's going to be like a weaker target. So he gets out of the window. You could at this time roll for like to see if he manages to get out safely, like from the window and jump out. I'm just going to say he did manage to do that. I'm not going to roll for that, but you could. And I'm going to roll if he manages to attack the cleric. I'm going to say with another dagger, like, but it's going to be on a more like face-to-face kind of thing. Oh, that's a 1. Nope. I'm going to say that it took so much effort for him to jump over and get to the cleric that he actually fails. The cleric kind of dodges the attack. And now it's the witch. So what's the witch gotta do? So her house is paralyzed. So I feel she would try to take down the cleric so that spell kind of vanishes and she can keep going. And let's see. What does she do? I'm going to say that she's going to use some type of magic missiles. So does she manage to get the missiles through the cleric? Like, does she succeed? It's a 15. So that's a yes, I feel like. Yeah, that's a yes. So she managed to get the magic missiles to the cleric, and at the 6, I think at the 6 is fair. That's a 2, so it comes down to 8 hit points for our cleric. And we get back to the fighter. And again, he's trying to bring the house down. So he's going to sword attack again. And again, I'm going to use the d6 directly because the house is like paralyzed and nobody tried to stop him. So he's going to succeed and it's going to be a critical hit. So 4, that's an 8. So that brings our total to what? 15? I guess. Yeah, 15. Oh, so that's half. So he manages to get the house down. So the house is like not collapses, but the legs actually. The legs collapse and the house comes down like a typical house. So it's here just like it was a house that was always there, you know? So that's his turn. Then we go back into So we are starting again, right? Okay, so a fighter, then cleric. So what's the cleric trying to do? So it's a cleric, so he can do some healing to get back some of his health. Or he can try to like do some type of cure or like make the evil spell go away, which I think is going to be a better choice for this case. So I'm going to call this a spell called Banish Evil to bring his friend back. Does he succeed banishing the control of the witch? Oh, that's a 16. That's a definitely yes. So the thief comes back. And again, guys, I am not doing role playing here, but you can. I'm just trying to show you how to play. But in a normal situation, I would like try to play the characters. Like the thief gets, shakes off whatever it is that was controlling him, and he talks a little bit with the cleric over like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, I don't know what happened, that kind of thing. So now he's back and it is his turn. So now he can try to get back into the house again and try to attack the witch once again. So let's do... so the house is paralyzed. He has already gone through and from the window, so he knows he can do that again. So he gets inside the house and he's going to try to dagger attack the witch. Does he succeed? Oh, that's a 20. It's a yes and. So yes, he succeeds. And what bonus can we give for that success? I don't know. He attacks the witch. Okay, just for the sake of not thinking too much right now, I'm going to say that he succeeds on the dagger attack and it's a critical attack. So we double whatever we get from the d4. That's a 3. Doubled is a 6. So we get the witch down to 9 hit points. And now it's the witch's turn. So I think that since her control has banish, and usually speaking from D&D, sometimes when we have like a spell of control or something like that, whenever the character that was being controlled manages to get out of it, it kind of gets a little bit of immunity against that spell again. So I'm going to use kind of that logic around here and say that she cannot control it anymore. So for now she needs to protect herself and she only has 9 points. So I'm going to say that she's going to try to attack him with some type of magic attack, and I'm going to use the magic missiles again. I'm going to roll to see if she manages to get it in. That's an 8. Do I add any bonus to her? I don't feel like that's a case of adding any like likelihood bonus. So I'm going to say it's a 8. So it's a no but. So no, but something kind of helps her. What is it? No, but... Okay, this is a good opportunity actually to use the Oracle again. I don't know what to do, so I'm going to ask my iconic Oracle. So I get a 7 and a 1. So here, look, it's a vase and it's like broken, right? So, I have an idea. So what I'm going to say here is like the missile did not get the thief, but it kind of broke a vase that was like behind the thief or something like that. And that was like a container for another creature. I'm going to say it was a shadow monster that was like contained on that little pot of something. little like vase. So now we have a shadow monster to worry about. So let me put like a shadow monster like thing in here. Maybe he could have like some big fingers. I like this guy. Okay, so I'm going to call it Shadow. And I'm going to give him... I feel like 20 hit points is fair. I'm just taking it all out of my brain at the moment, okay? So if it's unbalanced, that is what it is. I don't care. Okay, so now we have a shadow. So since he has just come up, let's have him attack the cleric. No, the thief, because it's right there. You know what I mean? Oh, first of all, one thing that might be interesting here is see that like this thing was locked into a container. So does this shadow like obey the witch? Like the witch, does the witch control the shadow? Let's check in the oracle. Does the witch control the shadow? Oh, that's a natural 20. Yes, and so she controls the shadow. And what could be the end? What could be the bonus of this shadow being controlled by the witch? I'm going for the oracle again because I'm kind of out of ideas. Let's roll a d100. That's a 98, which is ruin. And oops, I lost one of my dice. Got it. Let's try again. That's a 70. Okay, 70. What is my 70 here? Violence. Control violence. Okay, so yeah, she controls the shadow. Basically gave me the same thing. So I'm going to say, oh, it's a shadow thing. So I'm going to say that he can kind of takes over the, like someone. So basically we come back to controlling the thief. And it's not a spell, it's now a creature trying to control him. So the shadow tries to take over. And I'm going to say that he manages to do that because of the success. Yes, and so now the thief is being controlled again. Man, this guy is really... it's really not working in this team, right? Okay, so now the thief is being controlled again. So he gets out of the window and we return to the fighter. Now the fighter has collapsed the legs of the house. He's going to try to get into the house from the door or the window. So if the door is locked, I feel like the fighter would go through the window, so he would get inside anyways. He doesn't know yet that the thief is being controlled, so he's going to try, and he's going to enter the whatever way he can find, and he's going to try to attack the witch because he has no idea about the thief. So does he manage to attack the witch? But now we have a thief that is being controlled by the creature that the witch control. So I'm going to give some disadvantage on this roll. Like I'm going to say that it's I don't know if I put unlikely or highly unlikely. I'm going for an unlikely this time. So I'm going to say that it's unlikely that he's going to get to the witch because the thief is going to try to get to him first. You know, like, or block the way or something like that. So does he manage to get to the witch? That's a 13 minus 3. It's a 10, which is a maybe. Okay, so the maybe tells me that we can go to the oracle. And I'm going to the words actually here and see if the maybe brings something positive or negative. It can be either. So I got an 18 and At 33. Okay, 18 and 33. So for 18, I have assert, and 33, I have rest. Assert, rest. Assert, rest. What could be assert, rest in this case? Okay, so I'm going to say that the thief gets in the way and try to stop the fighter, try to calm him down. And again, the fighter doesn't know yet that the thief is being controlled. So I'm going to say that he does not manage to attack anyone. He's just stopped in its track by the fighter. And did the cleric try to do something this turn already? No, it's the cleric now who's going to enter the house as well. And I'm going to roll to see if the cleric notice that something's wrong with the thief. That's the first thing I'm going to roll for. He's a cleric, so I guess he would sense like some shadow presence or something. So I'm going to give a likely possibility. So a +3 to my roll. I got a 3. +3 is 6, which is a no. So he doesn't notice anything wrong. Maybe because the cleric is like, the shadow is inside the thief, and the thief is kind of blocking the fighter. So that there's a lot going on, and it's inside the witch's house. So there's a lot of evil and shadow energy there. So it's all confusing, you know? So he doesn't manage to notice that. And he's going to try to cast a spell in the witch. And I'm going to say that it's going to be the same freeze evil spell that is on the house. Does he manage to freeze spell the witch? I'm just straight roll. That's a 14. That's a yes. So the witch is frozen. Okay, the witch is frozen, but now it's the thief time to do something. I'm going to say that he's going to try like dagger right in the stomach of the fighter, because he's right there, you know. So does he succeed? I'm going to say it's a straight roll, because the fighter would notice like something trying to attack him, and you know, just a straight roll at this point. If you disagree, tell me in the comments. That's a 6. Got a 6. And that's a no. He doesn't manage. So the fighter noticed like a dagger coming to him, and he'll just slap off from the hand of the thief. And that's when he knows, oh, something's off in here. And that's an opportunity for role playing, because like noticing this happening, both of them would kind of talk, and the cleric would say that that has happened before, the thief was being controlled, you know, all of that going on. But we are back to start, and the fighter, oh no, wait, the witch is paralyzed, so she can't do anything, you know. And the shadow is controlling the thief. So the thief is still bad, because the shadow is like, it kind of obeys the witch. It's kind of like a witch team, but it's an independent creature, so it's not paralyzed or anything. So that's still there. So it's the fighter again. I'm going to say that the fighter doesn't want to attack his friend, so he's going to just try to immobilize it, like hold it still. Does he manage to hold down the thief? Like, that's a 13. That's a yes. So now the thief is like locked, like being held by the fighter, held down or something like that. And the cleric is going to try to banish evil from the thief. Does he succeed on that? I'm going to say it's a straight roll, just because they are inside the witch's house and there's like a lot of evil against the holy energy of the cleric. So straight roll. Does he manage to banish the evil? That's a 2. No. And okay, so he doesn't banish the evil, and I was thinking about letting the shadow come out, but that would be good if it was a no, like a yes but or no but no and no and that is something extra. Oh, no, and now that he tried to focus on the thief, he kind of lost his concentration on his other like spell, uh, his other spells, and the paralyzation is over and things are not paralyzed anymore. Like the witch is not paralyzed anymore. So the witch is back at it. The thief is going to try to break free from the gripping, the grasp of the fighter. So does he manage to free himself? Like the fighter is definitely stronger than the thief. So I'm going to say that it's unlikely and add a -3 to the roll. Yeah, no. Oh, but it's a 20. -3, it's a 17, which is a yes. So he breaks free and gets away from the fighter. Wait. I think I messed up the order, but it's okay. This is just like a game for fun. So the thief tried to break free, and now we go back to the witch, because now she's not paralyzed anymore, so she can cast spells. I'm going to say that she wants to take down the cleric first because of the magic, holy magic spells that the cleric can cast. I think it's easier for the witch to worry about that than the fighter, you know? So let's do a missiles spell again. Does she succeed in the missiles? That's a 14, that's a yes. So let's do a d6. 6 damage, so it brings the cleric down to 2. So the cleric is really, really hurt. I started with 10, right? The thief started at 15, and the fighter started at 20. So just so I know, like, the state of everyone, and the witch started at 15. Okay, so the witch is kind of hurt, but she's, like, on her feet. The cleric is, like, so hurt, it's really, really bad. Okay, so now we go back to the starting of fighter again. The fighter is not holding down the thief anymore, but I still feel like he wouldn't want to attack his friend, so I'm going to say that he tries a swing of the sword at the witch. Does he manage to get it in? I'm going to give a unlikely, so a -3, because everything that is going on, the witch is alert, the thief is right there to try and stop him and, you know, just make it a little bit more difficult. So a -3, I think it would be fair. Oh, but that's a 20. So he gets her. He gets her, and I used a d6 before, so I'm going to use a d6 again. I could have used a bigger dice, but I think d6 is fair. Let's do a d6. That's a 3, so that brings the witch down to 6. So she's not great, but she's still up, you know? Okay, so that was the fighter. Then we have the thief. Let's go for the thief again. I'm trying to go in this order. So the thief and shadow are together. And again, the shadow is using the thief's body. So they don't get like damage unless they are taken out of the thief. So the damage is all done to the thief at this point if something happens. So the thief is going to try to attack the fighter because it's right there. You know, it's closer to him. And I'm going for a dagger again. Oh, that's a 14. That's a yes. So he gets a dagger in, and we are going for the d4 that we are using for daggers all along. That's a 1. So just 1. So gets it down to 18. Nice. Then cleric. Cleric is really bad, so I feel like now would be the chance that the cleric has to cast a healing spell. It it's just a healing, so I'm not going to roll for success or no. I'm just going to roll for the healing, and I'm going to say it's going to be a d6 healing. So he gets 2 points up, so that brings him to 4. And that's it. And then we get to the witch now. The witch is not really great. So I was thinking like it's her house, so she might have like some healing potions around. But since she's not like super bad, I mean, she is kind of bad, but I feel like she would try to attack the cleric again. Like she wants to take him down right away. She doesn't like the cleric at all. So let's do a missile attack again. Does she succeed in the missile attack? Oh, yes, definitely, yes, she does. And we are using a d6. Let's see if the cleric stays up. Nope. A 6 bring them down to below 0. It would be a -2. So he is down. I'm going to put this in red. See, the colorful is good to like understand. So the cleric is down. A little arrow there too. No. So we don't have the cleric at this point anymore. For now, at least. Unless they manage to get him up again. And now we go back to the fighter. So the fighter has just been attacked by the thief. The witch is kind of close. I don't know if the guy would attack the thief, but he's seen that the witch is not very like yeah, no, I feel like this is a more direct threat. So he would take like not using his sword, but would take to take the thief down in a hand combat or like a punch or something, you know. So let's do a punch to the thief. Let's see if he manages to succeed. That's a 11. Yes, but okay, so he succeeds in the punch, but I'm going to say that he only causes half damage with the punch. And I'm going to say that the punch is a d4. So it's a 4, half is 2, so he gets down to 13. You know, I think that's fair. It was like a rushed punch. Okay, so now it's the thief again, or the shadow, you know, because they are kind of attached together at this point. What does it do? It tries attacking again. So, more dagger. Does he manage to get the dagger in? Yes. So, another d4. It's a 4. So, it brings him down to 14. The cleric's down, so there's nothing he can do at this point. So, it's the witch again. So, she took care of the cleric. Now, she has to get the fighter down too. Because the thief, as of now, it's like on her side. So let's do another attack. I feel like she would do another missile or something like that. That's an 8. It's a no, but. Okay, no, but something happens that helps her. That's what I'm thinking. So she doesn't get an attack in, so he doesn't take any damage. But I'm going to say that in the try to dodge that he managed to dodge, he kind of falls and like is on a unfavorable position for him. So that would give like a disadvantage on someone else's roll next round. So he's like down, but it's his time to fight now. So he's down. He has to get up or try to do something to improve the situation to him. We are doing all fight. I want to do some strategy right now. You know, how so? I'm going to roll in the oracle because what I'm thinking that like he's on a magic house. There are items everywhere. Maybe he can find something to help him since he's like down, and he would take his time in this moment to like get up or get away from wherever he is. I'm going to roll to see if he notices or finds anything around, and I'm going to roll it here. I got an 8 and a 4, so 8 and 4. That's a rain. Okay, rain. What could be rain? We can also roll for more than one icon, so let's try it. This is a 9 and a 3, so 9 and 3. A map. Okay, so rain, map, and one more, 9 again, and 11. So 9 and 11. It's like some tools, cogs, and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to say that these are items that he finds like on the bottom shelf of a like closet or something that he's just looking. So he finds like a little bottle with a rain drawing or symbol on it. He finds a scroll of a map or something, and he sees some tools, like some general tools around. I feel like the rain bottle, the bottle with the symbol of the rain sounds more appealing because he has a sword, so he doesn't need any type of tooling or anything like that. The map is just like a piece of paper. What's he going to do with that at this critical moment that he's in? So I'm going to say that he gets that bottle with the symbol of the rain and he just like breaks it or opens it somehow. And from that, I'm going to say it's like a bottled what's the name, a storm, and like wind comes and takes over all the spaces and things started like shuffling around and breaking, and it's just chaos, you know what I mean? So that's what he does. So that gives him some help on probably not being seen or attacked next time someone tries to get at him, because everything's like flying around and it's just crazy. Which brings us to the controlled thief that is now in the chaos. So wind and things flying at him with that bottle storm like free. What is the thief going trying to do? I feel like he already has like the what's the name, the dagger in his hand, so he's going to be trying to attack kind of blind. He's kind of blind, so he's trying to attack whatever it is close to him, because the fighter is still close. He just doesn't know yet how far or how close or where it is. So I'm going to roll with high disadvantage. In this case, I'm going to say that is highly unlikely and put a -5 on that, because he's just like going everywhere trying to hit something. Does he hit it? That's 11 -5. It's a 6, which is a no. So he doesn't hit, which was expected, And then we go to the witch. So the witch is obviously going to try to control all that. It's not going to be easy because, like that bottled storm was bottled for a reason, I feel like she's going to cast control weather. Let's say she has that spell. I'm going to say she does, so she does. Does she manage to cast to control that weather? And I'm going to say that it's unlikely because she has low hit points and it's all crazy, and it's just going to be hard. Oh, but that's a 19 minus 3. It's a 16. So yes, she managed to control. Very barely. Barely manages it, but she does. Let me drink water because my throat's dry. Okay, got it. So she controlled the weather and now it's calm, but now it's back to the fighter. He had a little bit of time to get back on his feet, and he actually, I'm going to say that since he pulled that move, it's fair to say that now he's closer to the witch, so he kind of dodged the thief a little bit, and he's going to attack the witch with the sword. Where, like, when everybody was distracted with the wind and all, he came behind her, which I'm going to give him a bonus for. So she's distracted, he kind of moved around to make himself in a better position, so I'm going to give a +3. Oh, but that's a 1. So 1 and 3 is just a 4, so that means no. So she actually controlled the weather, so she could see just in time that he was coming, so she dodged it. And now the thief is going to try to attack the fighter again, just a straight roll. That's a 10, maybe. So again, I'm going to the words because I want to like some flavor to this moment. 49 and 36. So 49 is assist and 36 is environment. Okay, so instead of an attack, assist environment. Okay, no, in this case, I'm going to say that he goes to the attack and he doesn't get it because something falls on him. Like, it was so chaotic. The witch controlled the weather, but it was so chaotic that things moved around, and like a big cauldron or something was on top of a shelf, and then it falls into his head. And this could be either way. It could be something that is to help one side or the other. This time, that's what came to my mind, so I'm going to roll with it. But you could do something that would assist the shadow/thief. It's totally plausible to do that as well. I just went with the first thing that came to my mind when I heard those two words. I'm going to roll to see if the thief gets unconscious. Actually, since I'm using hit points, I'm going to roll for damage. I'm going for, since it was a walk in the head, I'm going for a d6. Oh, that's a 6. So that brings him down to 7. I'm going to use blue so I keep the same colors. Okay. And then we go to the witch again. So the witch dodged the attack of the fighter, and he is a threat. So she's going to try to paralyze him. So a paralyzing spell. Does she succeed in the paralyzing spell? Ooh, that's a 19. So she does succeed paralyzing. And it's a yes, and she paralyzed him. And and what? I don't feel like an end would bring so much more advantage right now, because she already paralyzed him. So I'm going to say she paralyzed him and he drops his sword. I think that's enough for now. So he's paralyzed now. And there's nothing else to stop the witch, because the thief is being controlled. The fighter is paralyzed. So she can move on, keeping this guy paralyzed. There is no one else like really trying to stop her. And this guy here is like down unconscious. This has been very long, so I'm going to say that we stop it here. We might continue it in another video if you guys want. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But that's the situation right now. Actually, that's a fun thing to do. Since the witch managed to paralyze everyone, what do you think is the next approach we should do? What should she do? Since everyone else is like taken care of, and the thief is being controlled, this guy is like as much as dead, let's say that, and this guy is paralyzed, which I'm going to just marking here, paralyzed with an X. Tell me in the comments, how should I continue this story, and maybe I can make another video just moving on. But this video was more to show you like you don't need any rules. You need like a general sense of what to do when something happens. Like when a combat starts, I started putting like hit points here that I just took out of my head with no prior like definition or anything. So I hope that helps you. Let me know in the comments, what did you think? What would you have done different? What would you do from now on in this story? Maybe you can continue that on your own, or you can give me suggestions and I can bring another video to continue that, because this has been like an hour of recording. And leave the like in this video because that helps me a lot. I see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.